So I freestyle the starting point of every video I make. All of them. I'm going to say this to start this video off. The devil currently is fighting me through all of humanity. So I'm going to fight the devil back and beat it through all of humanity. All your statements sound weird and cuckoo and crazy and silly and goofy. I know. That's because everything that the devil is doing to me is weird and silly and goofy. The way I beat the devil through all of humanity is by putting the truth into the world where humanity resides in. You follow what I'm saying? The world in which humanity is standing on was built upon the devil's lies. So, if God's truth gets into the world, no longer of the devil's lies will be keeping it standing. Only God's truth will keep the world standing. Only God's truth will be the world. Right now, currently, the devil's lies are the world. And God's truth needs to be the world. So I wrote a whole bunch of stuff down. Just going to record myself saying it out loud. You don't have to listen at all. You don't have to watch. You don't even have to know why I'm trying to do this or why I'm saying these words out loud or why I'm recording myself reading these things that I wrote down here. You don't. Actually, I no longer want you to. Because here's the thing. The ones who have the bulk of the devil's lies in their minds are the ones who are obligated to listen to these videos or see these videos be posted. I don't need to have an army because I got one already in my brain. I don't need to have a whole host of friends or a whole host of family members. I don't need anyone to at least beat the first part of this objective here, which is simply breaking the curse, plagiarizing our mind, heart spaces. All I have to do is tell you things. The more aggressive I tell you the things that I need to tell you, the more the curse breaks. The conditioning, I can beat the conditioning over the world by myself, just by posting videos and or eventually trying to march through the streets or just walk around and tell things, say things to people. Because here's the thing, a logical affection virus is just what it is, the logical affection virus. I can just go through America alone and spread the truth. Just walk all throughout the streets with a megaphone or something. Tell everybody about the eternal God. Tell everybody how there is no white deity of any sort at all. Just tell them the truth. A couple of sentences. Spread the message. I can do it aggressively or I can do it calmly. Makes no difference. As soon as I put it into the world's minds, it will begin to spread as the truth virus in which it truly is. Won't be no unlearning it once you learn it. Won't be no unseeing it once you see it. What are you all going to do to the problem when you can finally see what the problem is? What are you going to do to the problem when you can all see what the problem is? Are you going to continue letting it be? Are you going to let it hide in a crevice or in a shadow or something so it can pop out and mess you all up later? Because that's all it's going to do. When the problem has nothing else to do to you, it will find somewhere to hide until it gains what it needs to do something to you. See, a problem is always going to do the worst it can with what it has. But a God is always going to do the best it can with what it has. Death is evil. Life is good. Life is not evil, and death cannot be good. Why are we in a world where death is consistently trying to blend with the aspects of life? I'm going to say that again. Why do we have a reality where the aspects of death are trying to blend with the aspects of life? Why is this our reality? Why do we have a government that supports the very ideology being what is the strongest above them all? Every executive branch that you have supports death-giving energy. Every government system that you have supports death-giving energy. Why are these things the way they are? What's the core and or root of the problem here? So here's what I noticed. Everything you believe in or everything you've ever been taught in your entire lives is a lie. I tried to come up with a system or a format that can help break the lies that are blinding you from being able to see the truth and or stopping you from being able to see the truth. And I'm going to correct something right now. Initially, my entire philosophy was based upon what could be known as the atoms of the universe. When I first began, I noticed that foundationally speaking, due to the way your foundation is set up, you are doing what you are doing because of it. And when I was trying to introduce this concept to you, everything I had was based on the structure of an atom. This is what I was trying to tell you before I cut the video off. I based everything I had on the structure of an atom. You follow me? Because it's the most smallest known thing in the universe where we can label and describe where our power derives from. Maybe. You follow what I'm saying? But here's the thing though. Everything we've ever seen and heard of in our lives is a lie. The structure of an atom, or at least the way they have the picture in the world for us to see the way the structure of an atom is, could be a lie. Why am I telling you this? As within, so throughout. Here's why I say the structure of an atom is a lie. They have protons and neutrons inside of the nucleus of the atom, which makes the electrons, the orbital, the one that's outside, spinning around all over the place. My entire philosophy is based upon this, but it's based upon, the more I look at it, it's based upon a somewhat imbalanced theory. I seek balance. I seek upright and steadiness. You follow what I'm saying? I seek physical stability. I seek infinite physical stability. This is what I seek. I seek infinite physical stability. Infinite physical stability. This is what I seek, right? But here's the thing, though. If my primary, I want to say, principles are based on an imbalanced philosophy, then what I am going to manifest is imbalanced work. If that makes sense to you. The structure of an atom could be wrong. The structure of an atom could be wrong. What could the setup be? The setup could be like this. There could be the protons and the electrons inside of the nucleus, which would leave the neutrons as the orbital. And if the neutrons become the orbital, then it'll just be a perfect circle. And that's it. It won't be all over the place, going everywhere, going crazy and wild like the electrons are doing in the image thereof. I don't necessarily want to buy into this because I can't prove it. They've destroyed all of our ways to be able to prove something anyways. The only kind of proof we have out here is the information they have out here. This is why I said everything on this internet, I do not trust at all. I don't 100% believe in anything. Nothing. You want to know why? Because what's out here ain't something worthy and or desiring to be 100% believed in. The structure of an atom is wrong. The way they're showing us the structure of an atom is wrong. The atom should look like the planet Saturn does, logically speaking. Is it true or not? I don't know, man. But I just know this for a fact. My entire philosophy, what I have been telling you all about the foundation of the personality, about the elemental foundational of the elemental foundational angelic personality, the God Kingdom principles. The God Kingdom principles art your personality. The God Kingdom principles art your personality. Artwork, like a painting, right? This painting standardized to be what it looks like. How can you know what to respect if you don't know what you are spectating to do so? You have to know what you are spectating in order to, you have to spectate, have good knowledge of what you are spectating in order to respect something. You have to have good knowledge of a thing to respect it. And in order to gain the good knowledge of the thing, you have to spectate what the thing is. You have to go see it, learn of it, learn of what it is and how it wants you to elicit its principles, draw them out, effectuate them, put them into the world through you. You follow what I'm saying? So, my entire philosophy thus far was based on the structure of the atom. But if the atom is wrong, then that means the majority, if not or all of my philosophy could have been wrong also. But then I am also recognizing too that coming with the correction towards realizing that it could have been wrong also lets me know that everything that we all have been saying thus far, we have all been simultaneously wrong and right in our process of saying it. We have all been wrong and right with everything. We have all been wrong and right with everything. What makes us wrong? The fact that we are allowing this world that only wants us to die and or blend its death energies with who we are to continue standing. This is where we are wrong. But where we are right is desire to get them away from us and just get right ourselves. That's where we are right. Knowing that all of the food is poisoned and you'd rather have all of the concrete on the ground ripped up so we can have our vegetation back around us all over the place. We don't need these cars anyways. If people were allowed to just be farmers and be at home and just garden from their place of well-being and their place of residency, would they even need to drive to work? No. There would be a lot less chaos if this world wasn't trying to blend in with our natural one. Life is natural, death is artificial. Life is natural, death is artificial. Life never stops giving itself to you. Death never stops trying to take what life is giving to you. Life is a very imbalancing, fundamental principle. And it's pretending to be in charge of our world and has had a chance to be in charge of our world for the past 2,777 years. Those that this here energy are using currently, they were born 6,000 years ago, but their rule, according to what I've just studied now, due to all the newer revelations that are now surfacing, it has been 2,777 years since they have been in charge. And due to the charge that they have maintained this time, all of this time, this 2,777 years, due to the time they've had their rulership and their leadership above our world, they have had the time to colonize the information of the world, designing images and all types of things to be the way they want the images to be. You want to know what else they could have changed the structure of or the imagery of? The structure and or the infrastructure and or the foundational presentation and or the foundational imagery of an atom. Why is this so big to me? Why is this such a thing to me? Because, like I said, my entire thing here is to introduce to the world God Kingdom principles, the true God Kingdom principles. God is the force of love and life. The force of love and life principles, putting those into the world. However, I had my entire advocacy structured once again on the image of the current setup of the atom. But the current setup of the atom is imbalanced. The natural God's force of love and life is balanced at all times. So it's like I was lying to you. But not. How so? Because I was preaching from an abnormal foundation. Preaching to you from an abnormal foundation, just like I'm preaching to you from a physically abnormal foundation. And why do I have a physically abnormal foundation? Because your so-called white people are very evil and jealous. Oh, it's not about race. Oh, you're right. You're right. It's about who hates you and who doesn't hate you, who wants you to die and who doesn't want you to die. That's what it's about. But who are the ones doing the most to put the death energy into our world? That should be a rhetorical question. When the enemy colonized the world, the enemy colonized the information of the world. Conclusion now for this here tiny part of the message. I am going to go off of what I think the infrastructure of an atom is. The battery infrastructure, the car battery infrastructure. A car battery has a negative charge and a positive charge inside of its nucleus. Or should I say a car does, in the engine, nucleus engine. No, they're not the same thing at all, I know. But they can be described in a field of category in the same regard. Just like a car battery is the actual true atom, in my opinion. The atomic structure, the way you all see an atom is now no longer how I see the atom. The way I'm going to see the atom from now on, protons and electrons inside of the nucleus, leaving the neutrons as the orbital. I'm going to believe in a neutron orbital from now on. Me personally. Next thing now. So I have the neutron orbital in my head as my foundation to push my God Kingdom Principles ideology into the world. The neutron orbital atom. The neutron orbital atom. That's going to be the foundation of my God Kingdom Principle now. Not the regular atom, because the regular atom was like I said, it was going to be how I was basing and how I was labeling and describing the fundamentals of the God Kingdom Principle. Changing it up now. So, here's the next approach. You all have a specific surface level image, in which is the foundation of your, or should I just say your principles. You all have a certain image of a man whom represents all of your principles. The lie of that atom is not necessarily tied to it, but it's separate from him. But it's all still in the same world to keep you distracted from what the actual truth is. How you are simply a perfectly balanced energy resting in a physical vessel. Your vessel is the balanced energy itself, the force of love, whereas the energies inside of you are giving your vessel its abilities to be this specific balanced energy. All of the images you have in this world tell you the opposite of this. For example, your pale Jesus image, the one who this entire military idea is for, to be honest with you. Yeah, meaning my Soul King's military entrenchment to go against your false Jesus image. Also, too, the 18 Loka parables of either the Soul King's Idol Guard Foundation and or the Spiritual Olympic Soul Games, all to go against your pale Jesus image. Your white Jesus image is a lie. The white Greek gods are a lie. White Orishas are a lie. White Yorubas are a lie. Anything that has white person deified to some regard is a lie. So I came up with all of these things. Why? Reverse Genesis chapter 50 verse 20. What you all did in the physical, you generated an army to forcefully establish these fake, false images into our minds. And what you ultimately did was you took one story, our story, that was actually true, and perverted it 4,100 4,200 and or to 10,000 different ways, talking about your religious beliefs once again. My conviction is going to destroy all of the lies. So, here's what I am going to do. In the spirit, or in the non-physical, I am going to talk an army of ideas and or an army into existence, which is going to invade your established false artificial grounds into my family body. As the devil is fighting me through all of humanity, I am going to now start to fight the devil through all of humanity. Is this war going to ever stop between me and the devil now? No. But you want to know what can stop it? If my idea can convince humanity to subjugate the devil. If humanity subjugates the devil, I'm free. It's all about me, myself, and I here. Me, translation, melanated entities. My, translation, melanated Yahusha, or melanated Yahawashai, or melanated Yeshua. Self, translation, souls eternally living free. I, EYE, not just a regular I, translation, every youth, everybody. It's trick talk. These are subliminal freedom messages. The devil is fighting me through all of humanity, so I'm going to fight the devil back and beat it through all of humanity. How? By telling humanity how to fight and beat the devil. Unfortunately, not even necessarily unfortunate, well, it's all unfortunate, honestly. It's just going to start in the mind. You have to know the lies that need to be destroyed, no matter how much of a sensitive thing for it is for you to hear. You have to know. You all have to know. You all have to know. So, quick details real quick, and I'm gonna shut this video off. I've been talking about this for the longest now, but now this for the purpose of mastering it so I can actually step out and preach it. What is this? What am I trying to tell you about the Jesus image and the Lord God? What am I trying to tell you? The Jesus image is the surface of the devil's games. The white Jesus image. The white Jesus image is, remember, everything white deified is a lie. So all of the white deities are the surface of the devil's army in spirit. The surface of the devil's army in spirit. All of the white deities are, even the Panch Mahabhuts. All of your white Hindu gods, all of your white Jewish gods, all of your white Greek gods, all of your white angels, all of your white Jesuses, all of them. Surface level, in spirit, that's the devil's army. They need to be taken out. I developed ideas. I came up with things. I mentioned it or wrote things down out loud that can give me, the melanated entities, a chance to fight back against these lies in the spirit and defeat them. After which, we go to the core of the problem, which is the one death-giving energy, foul oxygen-bringing death devil itself, and subjugate it. But the first thing we have to do is destroy all of the lies in the spirit. And foundationally, all of the lies in the spirit rest on the very breast and shoulders and chest of all your cracker-ass deities. As soon as they go, we are one step closer to destroying all of the lies and curses in the world. But first, they gotta go. All of your religious beliefs. 2,077 years of established lies. 2,077 years. You've existed for 6,600, but you've had your way now for 2,777. What the fuck is helping you? Don't tell me it's the God you forced us to believe in. That white God, right? Obviously. So, I pieced together a bunch of stuff and junk to just tell to the world that'll slaughter all the white things, spiritually speaking, that are plagiarizing our mind heart spaces. They're lies. They gotta die. Talking about the spiritual The spiritual ones, you know? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about here. So, the first thing, 4 things. The Soul King's military entrenchment. This is the invasion force. Once it invades properly and goes against your white Jesus and all of its army of ideas that are plagiarizing your mind heart spaces with lies and deceit and deceptions and kill yourselves, it's going to begin what can be labeled and described as the Spiritual Olympic Soul Games and or the Soul King Spiritual Olympic Soul Games and or the 18 Loka parables, the 18 Loka parables of either the Soul King's Spiritual Olympic Soul Games or the Soul King's Idol Guard Foundation, taking my spot back. And once I have my guard foundation set up, I pretty much won. Now I just have to reestablish the God Kingdom principles. Now I just got to finish reestablishing the God Kingdom principles, which is the third part of this parable. The third part. And now the fourth part of this parable, what I am going to do and or the techniques I am going to be using to push the military, the locusts, and the principles into the world. The military, the parables, and the locusts, or the military, the locusts, and the principles. Those 3 things, the military, the locusts, and the principles. Military local principles, sure. The Soul King's military local principles. That's you can use those words to summarize it all, because I'm trying to make it sound, I'm trying to speak to it. It's a large thing to say, but I'm trying to consolidate it so it can be easier for all of humanity to weaponize. You follow what I'm saying? The whole point is to establish the proper God Kingdom principles. The whole point is to establish the proper God Kingdom principles, or to reestablish them, to reestablish the proper God Kingdom principles. Don't forget, God is the source of all moral authority. I personally see all of God as humanity. Where do our morals come from? Christ said in his last words, God, why have you forsaken me? You all think he was talking to the Father in heaven. Well, he was. Because we are the Father in heaven. You can believe whatever you want. Father, forgive them, for they do know not what they do. They do what they do. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Luke, right? I'm familiar. Still. It just slips because there's so many other things on my mind, like fighting back. I'm going to give you more details again. Shalom, shalom, shalom. My war with your white Jesus will never end until it does. Therefore, through you all, I physically pray to you what your Jesus cannot do. Peace, love, unity, and advancement unto you all, my family. What do you mean? What do I mean by this? Your king's dead. Mine lives forevermore.